My name is Sarah Krieger, and I am the Director of Mission Life for Mission Possible. I began Mission Possible when I was 18, so almost 11 years ago now. And I went on Mission Possible because I was a volunteer for the Fest. And they had started Mission Possible a few years earlier, and I just decided that there's something that I've always wanted to do. I never got to go on a mission trip in high school, and so I just went, and that was back when we had December trips, and so my first trip was in December, which was different. Definitely still as humid, definitely still as hot, and I loved it. I fell in love with it the minute that I got there. The kids, the people, we were only in Community 1 then, and there were not as many houses. We were in the process of building the school. We were in the process of building the second community center there that would house the medical clinic. And so I met the kids. Most of them are teenagers now. I know all of them. I have pictures from us growing up. And it just became such a huge part of my life that it actually changed my life completely. And so at the time, I was a political science major in college. And I actually still have a degree in that. And I have a degree in Homeland Security. And after college, when I was going through discerning what I was going to do with the rest of my life, I actually decided that Mission Possible was such a huge part of it that I wanted to do that kind of service work for the rest of my life. And so I call Mission Possible my creencia, which is Spanish for my why. So Mission Possible kind of surrounds why I do everything in my life and the way that it has formed the decisions that I make on a daily basis. I think the most moving event of all the years I have been there, we actually got to go to like a community potluck at our second community a few years ago at night. And if you know a lot about what we do in the Dominican and the way that I run and we run our mission trips, is we do not visit the communities at night very often, but we are welcoming new neighbors and just watching them welcome neighbors and take them in that society, because you're not sure where your next meal is going to come from sometimes. Sometimes community can be hard for people outside of their immediate family. And so to be able to build that, to watch them take care of each other's kids, to watch them, buy pop and cake and things that they normally couldn't afford, to welcome in people because we were able to give them so much and then they were returning that to someone else, was really special. So Pedrito is my favorite little boy. He lives in Community 2, and his family is a wonderful family. He has a brother and another sister, and his parents are wonderful. His father is a deacon in the church, and he is the cutest kid, and every time I come there, he immediately finds me, whether I'm there on a mission trip, whether I'm there in between on like a small trip on a weekend. He's just always so excited to see me, and like the conversations we have, and just the things that he's excited to tell me about how well he's doing in school, and when he goes to Bible studies and things like that. I love it. So one thing that I would take from the Dominican and bring here into the United States, it's not necessarily an object, it's a sense of joy. And so I think that we here in the United States, we find things to be negative about because everything is so positive sometimes. And so I always tell my friends, if you've seen the movie Inside Out, there are yellow days and there are blue days, and I always have more yellow days than blue days, because I know that even though things have gone wrong in my life, I get to go home to a place with a roof over my head, to, a bed that only I am sleeping in, that type of thing, and I know that should bring me joy, and it's the little things there that bring them joy, whether they're playing on a swing that's been broken for months, or they're pulling around a toy that they made out of a water bottle. Like, they're so happy just to have those minimal things, that the fact that we have so much and we find so many things to be negative about is just something that I think everyone should be able to experience here.